Let me guess, there has been some time in your life that you've had a challenge with using this word no. Or that you did use it and then you felt guilty, or you had some feelings that were mixed about it because you thought maybe I shouldn't have said no or used that word no. If you ever had an experience like that, my friend, then this video is for you. Hello, my name is Bernie from Tiger Resilience, where we offer human solutions for individuals seeking to reach their human potential. And I'm so glad you took a moment out of your busy schedule to come check us out. So right into the meat and potatoes of this, the word no. How do we deal with using the word no in our schedules and our daily lives? Now, for anyone who's ever struggled with this because you would either feel guilty or have some real certain feelings about it, or you just couldn't say no because the people that were asking were always dependent on you. There were people that you really didn't want to let down. You felt that you were obligated. This just goes on and on and on. And one of the greatest challenges that we have in our lives in managing our own our fixed 24 hours, is that we say yes way too often to things that we should say no to. And so let me explain. First, anyone watching this, if you've had children or have children and had young children, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you're taking your child out and you're going to a store or a mall. And I'll use my own self as an example. My son and wife and I were taking a little stroll out after Christmas time down at a mall in Providence, Rhode Island, the Providence, Rhode Island Mall. And it was a big mall setup. And we were just going out just to check things out. There was nothing. I think we were having lunch and we were going to do a movie in the afternoon, and that was it. Well, my son had passed by a video game store and he saw this, and he was about 8 years old, and he wanted to get something, and he got really frustrated because I said no. I said, Mike, it was just Christmas. And he said, I want this. And he just went into like this little tantrum. Now, he's not been a very spoiled kid, but he had some desire, immediate impulse that he had to satisfy. He saw that, obviously all the nice games in the window, the picture window, and I had to say no. And what I did is actually, instead of just saying no, I had to say no, and I would explain that no means no now, but no doesn't necessarily mean no forever. In other words, no means I can't get this for you at this very moment, but your birthday's coming up in a few months. And if you really were interested and you want that, let's put that on your birthday list and we'll get that for you for your birthday. This way, you're kind of reconciling the word no with something that can come out of it that has a positive end to it. But there are times where the word no just means no flat out. All right. So let's talk about this a minute. One of the challenges that we have in our schedules is filling our time up with so much things from other people's agendas. And I will be personally speaking of myself from a professional standpoint. I'm sure that many of you can identify with this too, where we really get ourselves kind of caught up in a day and we're trying to work through our processes, the important things that we're doing. And you get that phone call, that ringing phone, and we answer the phone and it's like, hey, can you do X? Well, okay. Do you have a minute to X? Yes, I guess. Okay. And we're constantly doing this. And again, I don't know about you, friend, but at the end of the day, when I look at my schedule and I've had those interruptions and I've not taken that time for myself or used that important time for myself because I was saying yes when I should have said no, I can look back and say, you know what? I had such an extensive amount of waste of time in my own personal productivity and even the things that I'm trying to accomplish in my life, my own goals. I could not do it because I would not use the word no. So how do we do the word no? How do we use the word no respectfully? To begin with, if you've been saying yes to the same people in your life, this will be the greatest challenge. Those individuals where you always just said yes, 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 you're going to have a little bit of a challenge, but it's not an impossible task and it can be done. What you will need to do is explain to them the first time you're asked something is that, no, I can't do that for you now. And then explain why it is that you can't do that. Because you're going to start educating them on the fact that you're just going to start saying no to things that you know that you can't do and things that they possibly could do, or they could actually look for some other help somewhere else. It will take a short period of time, but you'll have to develop the conditioning with them to understand that no doesn't necessarily mean I'm just blowing you off. No just means I can't do that. Because if I say no to you, I get to say yes to something important to me. And maybe that's something that's work related. All right. So this would be a perfect example. I'm working in a psychiatric hospital, helping to set up a psychiatric hospital right now. And in that setting, we have lost a couple of staff, and it's a very small staff that's been hired on for this, and it's a big hospital, but it's only 12 patients that are in the hospital because they're working on getting accreditation. So with that process, one of the team members from the social services had some physical issues and mental, just couldn't do the job anymore, got really stressed out and had to back out without any notice. And the director, the executive director, was going around and just trying to say yes to all these things that it had to do. It was like putting out fires and putting band-aids on all of these things that were never going to hold long term. And it wasn't until I had a conversation, we sat down and I said, listen, we're going to have to look at this from a different perspective. We're going to have to get other people involved, and you need to say no to a lot of these things so that you can say yes to what's important, the role that you need, getting staff on board, training staff, looking to develop larger programs, building the systems and the programs. That's what you need to say yes to, because that's important. And the more you keep saying yes to the other, hey, can you run that group? Hey, can you help me with this? Can you get that person that such and such? All of those yeses have just basically sucked the life out of you, where you have no energy left to do what you need to do. That's just one small work example. So when you say no to that person asking you, you're saying yes to the bigger yes of the things that are important in your life. And this goes across any relationship. It could be something personal, it could be a work relationship, it could be a family relationship, it could be the husband and wife or partner relationship, it could be with children, it could be with other family members, it could be with friendships, it could be at school. Multiple times we need to learn to be able to say no and not have any guilt about it, because no to something else means yes to something we need to do for ourselves. And sometimes that yes for ourselves is that I just can't do that thing you're asking me because that's just not who I am. You're asking me something out of my character or out of my value system. I can't do that. That means no permanently. And I hope you respect me, so on and so forth. These are the kind of no's that we really need to incorporate into our lives. And the more that you do this, the more that you get acclimated to saying no to the people and the things that are being asked upon of you that are really taking your personal time, the less they're going to ask. Let me restate that. If we say no to those things and the people that are kind of coming after us to do so many different things because they're used to us saying yes, the more we start practicing no, the less they will come to us for certain things. They'll figure out things for themselves. They'll start working on other resources and so on. Now, of course, no doesn't just mean no across the board all the time. What I'm sharing here right now is that, and you know this in your own heart, in all of your areas of your life, in your personal and your professional life, you know where the no needs to come in and where the yes is appropriate. You need to define that for yourself. I obviously can't do that for you. But once you do, you will realize, friend, that all those yeses that you kept saying yes to were absolutely hurting you. They were taking your time. They were killing your productivity and your ability to be successful in the things that you want to do because you kept saying yes to somebody else and no to your own personal agenda. So once again, let's recap. Saying no will take an exercise and practice for you to get acclimated to it. Saying no with an explanation of why I can't do that. No, I can't do that. That's something I would never do. It's against my moral character or my values. No, I can't do that because I have a schedule that has some very important things that I need to attain to do. And if I can't do that, by saying yes to you, then it's going to hurt me in the long run, or it might hurt our team in the long run. Having simple explanations, you don't need to go into it in big length, but then there's also the other piece where you can say, like I shared earlier with my son, you can say no now, but no doesn't mean no permanently. No means I just can't do it now, but I'll get back to you a little later on. Why don't we touch base in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, whatever that might look like. It just means that no for the moment means no, I can't do it. And you do not ever have to have guilt about that, because remember, it's not saying no to a person, it's saying yes to you. It's saying yes to the things that you're trying to accomplish. It's saying yes to your value system. It is saying yes that my time is important, and what I have in my 24 hours to work with, I need to do this for myself. So friend, I hope you found some value in this. It's an important piece for us to understand in our lives, and it's an imperative for us to be successful. We need to learn to use that term. Use the word no without guilt. Once again, my name is Bernie from Tiger Resilience, where we offer human solutions for individuals who are looking to better their lives, to reach their potential. If you'd like to learn more about our programs, please see the link below in our description and look at all of the information and the different programs that we offer. I look forward to speaking with you again very, very soon. I thank you for your time on this. And again, I want to say yes to you so that you can move forward on your journey. And I wish you nothing but the best for you and all of yours. I look forward to talking to you soon.